Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pop Vibe Studio. If you're enjoying this story so far, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Because this episode changes everything. Episode 2. It knew my name. Now, let's continue. Evan didn't sleep that night. Not after the voice said his name. He sat on the edge of his bed, phone clenched in his hand, staring at the wall as it might blink back. The room felt smaller now, tighter, as if the apartment had leaned in when he wasn't looking. He replayed the moment again and again in his head. The knock, the pause, the whisper. Evan. No one in this building knew his name. He'd barely spoken to anyone since moving in. No introductions, no small talk, just quiet hallways and polite nods. And yet, whatever was behind that wall had spoken to him like it had been waiting. He checked his phone. No missed calls, no messages, no recordings running. Nothing to prove it had happened. That scared him more than if there had been evidence. Morning light crept into the apartment, thin and gray. Evan hadn't moved. His body ached from tension, his eyes burned from staying open too long. At some point, exhaustion won. When he woke again, the room was silent. Too silent. No pipes knocking, no distant traffic, no footsteps in the hall. Even the building seemed to be holding its breath. Evan stood, slow and careful, and pressed his ear against the wall where the knocking had come from. "Hello?" he whispered, hating how small his voice sounded. Nothing. He exhaled shakily. Maybe it was a dream, he thought. Sleep deprivation can do that. Stress fills in gaps. Fear writes its own stories. Then he noticed something new. 3 faint marks on the wall. Not cracks, not stains. Finger-sized impressions, pressed inward, like someone had pushed from the other side and never fully let go. Evan stepped back. By noon, he was out of the apartment. He wandered the neighborhood, trying to ground himself in noise and people. Coffee shops, traffic, laughter, things that existed whether he believed in them or not. That's when he ran into Marcus, the guy from the first floor. Marcus was leaning against the building, smoking, eyes tired in a way that suggested he didn't sleep much either. "You look like hell," Marcus said casually. "Thanks," Evan replied. "You ever hear things at night?" Marcus's smile faded. "Depends," he said. "What kind of things?" "Knocking," Evan said, "from inside the walls." Marcus took a slow drag, then glanced at the building, as it might overhear them. "You're new here," he said quietly. Evan nodded. Marcus flicked the cigarette away. "Then listen to me. Don't knock back. Don't talk to it. And if it says your name..." He stopped. "If it says your name," he repeated slower, "you don't answer." Evan's stomach dropped. It already did. Marcus swore under his breath. They went inside, not to Evan's apartment, but to the basement. The stairwell smelled like mold and old metal. The lights flickered like they were deciding whether to stay on. Pipes ran along the ceiling, some of them newer, others rusted beyond recognition. Marcus stopped in front of a section of wall that looked wrong. The bricks didn't match. The mortar was uneven, like someone had rushed to seal something up. "This building," Marcus said, "wasn't always apartments." Evan swallowed. "I know about the fire." Marcus nodded. "Yeah, but what they don't tell you is where the fire started." He tapped the wall. "Right here." Marcus explained that years ago, during renovations, workers found a narrow space between the walls. Too small to be a room. Too intentional to be an accident. They found personal items inside. Shoes, old letters, a child's toy, and names scratched into the brick. "They sealed it back up," Marcus said. "Said it was unsafe. Said it was better not to disturb it." Evan's voice shook. "Why are you still here?" Marcus laughed, but there was no humor in it. "Because it doesn't let everyone leave." That night, Evan locked his door. He pushed his bed away from the wall. He left every light on. He even slept with the TV playing, voices filling the room like a shield. It didn't matter. At 2:14 in the morning, the TV cut to static. The lights flickered, and the knock returned. This time, it wasn't polite. It was urgent. Tap, 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 tap. 5 knocks. Fast, insistent. Evan covered his ears, heart racing. "Please," the voice said, clearer now. Closer. "You hear us. That means you can help." "We've been calling your name," it continued, overlapping itself, like more than one mouth was trying to speak through the same space. "Don't!" Evan whispered. "Please, don't say it again!" There was a pause, then the wall bulged outward, just slightly, and the voice said his name again. But this time, it didn't sound alone. Evan screamed. The knocking stopped instantly. Silence slammed into the room. After several minutes, Evan realized he was still alive, still alone, still breathing. He grabbed his phone and ran, not down the stairs, up, to the floor above his apartment. The hallway was dark, empty. He stood in front of the apartment directly above his. Apartment 214. The number made his blood run cold. He raised his hand to knock, then froze, because carved into the doorframe, barely visible in the dim light, was his name. Thanks for listening to episode 2 on Pop Vibe Studio. If this episode pulled you deeper, make sure to like, share, and follow the channel. Tomorrow evening, episode 3 arrives, and Evan discovers the room that isn't on any floor plan. Sleep tight, and I'll see you tomorrow.